Why don't you tell me a little bit about MicroTone Guitars and like the origin story there?
Yeah. So there's the origin story of the company that was founded almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years ago in August. So in August 2018, we started the company. The real origin story starts a little bit before that because I was alone trying to prototype this idea of a guitar with interchangeable fretboards that had unique fret positions and split frets so that I could realize the tuning of different pitches that I wanted. So I was living in Wisconsin at the time. My wife was teaching at the University of Wisconsin in Stevens Point. So I found a local technical college that had classes in CNC manufacturing and G code, which is the computer language that tells these machines how to work. And so I was taking classes and learning this stuff because I knew fundamentally that the precision I required had to really be done by machines. So yeah, I was learning that stuff and doing some prototypes. They were coming out okay, not great. I was learning a lot. I had some early prototypes though that I showed to a friend of mine who was one of my roommates when I was at CalArts. His name is Scott Knudstrup. He was also a guitar major there. We were both studying with Miroslav Tadic there at CalArts. And, he thought, this is great. Like so many guitarists, he knew there was something really kind of off about the intonation of a standard guitar fretboard. He said, that's really cool. He said, you should show this to my dad, because his dad is an engineer and sort of retired computer chip designer. He did a lot of work kind of basically inventing like Ethernet cables back in the late 80s and 90s, stuff we take for granted now. He was like, you should show this to him because he might be able to help you out. So yeah, I showed him to him. His name is Matt Knudstrup, and he thought this was really cool. He retired really young because he had, really successful business in California with, tech stuff in the 90s. And he said he was getting a little bored of retirement. He's not old at all. I mean, he's like, I don't know, he must have retired in his 30s or something. So he said, he was kind of itching for another big sort of business project, looking for a big idea. And he was the one who said, we should try to turn this into something. He's a guitar player himself, like playing like 70s rock and like Boston and stuff. And he also knew, not as a professional musician, but just somebody who likes to, play guitar and jam with friends sometimes. He knew there was like a real fundamental problem with tuning of the guitar. And he thought this would be a big idea that if we could really develop a manufacturing process that was accurate and quick and efficient so that we could bring, the price, into some sort of a very reasonable sort of price point for these things. He thought this could be something big. So we've been just really working our asses off for about 2 years now, refining the manufacturing process, literally building robots from scratch that can actually handle the different steps of the manufacturing process in a way that it would be scalable. So in the next couple months, we're planning on, taking some meetings with some large manufacturers to, see if they're interested in incorporating this as a possible model for their, lines of guitars. And it'll be really interesting to see where it goes.